please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop, and they are dropping like bloody flies every day. If you ever don't see videos being posted here, it means I've been banned. I've been banned for a week, 2 weeks, whatever. I don't know, for speaking unspeakable heresies, right? Well, I don't know what heresies they may be. Who knows or dare say? But if you ever don't see any content posted here, it means I've been banned. So what you should do is sign up to my Substack. It's an email newsletter. Goes there every day. It tells you where you can find my content. I'm on Rumble. I got an alternative channel, and I got this channel. So yeah, if you want to stay abreast of affairs, please sign up my Substack. I also have a paid Substack, which I give out comics on, which I've been pretty remiss about for the last couple of months. I'm hoping to make that up this month. This month we're going to get a ton of great content out there for you. Thank you very much. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things are fan-dabby, double dozy. I'm very, very grateful for everybody doing that. I actually am. I know that sounds like saying it by rote, but I actually am very grateful. If you can consider doing that, thank you very much. If you are subscribed, please make sure you're still subscribed on YouTube. If you're on the Rumble, hit the Rumble button, baby. So I think that covers everything. Oh, share. YouTube loves sharing and comment as well. So why are we here? We are here to talk about the Orville. Now, I love the Orville. I've always enjoyed the Orville. Well, it hasn't really been that many episodes. We're on the third season. But Orville was, I think, for most people out watching as well, the alternative to Star Trek when we had no good Star Trek, right? When, all was lost. But at least we had that Orville, had that wonderful next generation vibe to it. So then something very unexpected happened. Star Trek Strange New Worlds came out, and it's actually very good. I went from being good to pretty good to I went to very good this week, right? I thought it was a very good episode. So I was a bit, after waiting 3 years for the Orville to come back, it was lovely seeing it last week, right? Having it come back for the second week, I was really disappointed with it, right? I was really disappointed with it, and I found it much weaker than this week's Star Trek episode. So that's just weird, isn't it? I think that's a weird. Hopefully, it's just a blip in the road. But for me, this one really felt like, on a fundamental level, it was weak, right? On a fundamental level, it was a weak episode. First thing I think going against it is the running time. It was 105 minutes, 1 hour and 5 minutes long, and it felt padded. It felt padded by about 20 minutes. They cut 20 minutes. They probably would have had a much more taut, exciting episode out of it. But essentially, it was a Creature of the Week episode, a reasonably weak Creature of the Week episode with not a very convincing creature. Which was really supposed to be their version of the Borg, right? I remember when Babylon 5 started, they did their version of Borg in like the third or fourth episode, and it was about as good as this. Not that great, right? Not that great. So, another thing going against it is the lack of humor. There's a little bit, but really, I think it's part of the character of the show. So, look, I'm grumbling. I'm grumbling because I love the Orville, and I wanted it to be as good as it always was. And this really, I don't know if it's in comparison to the new Star Trek or if it's just in of itself quite a bit weaker. Hopefully this is just a blip, right? As I said. Fine, so let's get into the episode. I got a screen, not a gazillion million of them, but I put enough in to illustrate. So we start off a beautiful effect shot, right? We get lots and lots of beautiful effect shots. It doesn't really do much for me. I have to say they put a lot of money in upgrading the sets and the costume and everything. I can't tell the difference. Now if you put them side by side, I can tell the difference, right? Obviously, yeah, Isaac is a completely different design for some reason, right? I can tell the difference. They've rebuilt everything from the ground up. It looks basically the same to me, right? I didn't notice the sets in the first two seasons. I'm still not noticing the set now, right? It's still like bland, background stuff that I'm not that interested. So they put a lot of money and time to it. I don't think it's really given them much, right? So this episode starts off. Claire, right? Gets they're having a briefing meeting, a good TNG briefing meeting, where he says we got to go and pick up Admiral Christie from Starbase. What's name? And again, beautiful effect shot, lovely effect shot, and I'm liking their. Let me move this up a bit. I'm liking their design aesthetic they have as well, which runs through it. So the deal with this Admiral is apparently this was Claire's first husband. Oh, was it only husband? Now, something I found a little bit weird was that everyone was like, "My God, you were married before?" I know she's got 2 kids. I just assumed she was married and her husband, but they were either divorced or widowed, right? That's just the provincial worldview I have. But everyone's going, "Whoa, you're married? Really? I never knew." So it was basically a marriage when she was very young in college and she fell in love with her professor, and it didn't last long, right? So apparently, one of the main thrusts of the episode is that she's moved on, she's mature, she's become an adult, she's kind of like embarrassed about this part of her life, and he kind of looks back at it wistfully, right? So that's like the somewhat uncomfortable tension driving this part of the character drama, and I'm very glad this character drama. Meanwhile, in the main plot, it was so-called Shadow Realms. The Orville's meeting with the Krill because they got a new what's the name? A treaty with them, and the Krill's allowing them to go into Krill space to on a subspace wherever to explore. So they're having like a dinner to meet with them. It's a shame because I really like the Krill. I would have liked to have seen more about the Krill, but now they've been relegated to ex-villains rather than current villains. And I like that whole religious society thing they had going on. It interested me, right? So they have the negotiations, and the Krill are like, "Listen, you're planning to go in this part of space? No, our religion says it's really dangerous. If you go there, you'll be transformed taken over by demons, and you'll become one of their minions. It'll be awful." And they're basically like, "Listen, they don't say it's only words. Listen, your silly religion means nothing to us, you stupid yokels." Right? That's essentially their reaction. And then Krill fly. Did they have a life-size Krill shuttle in the first 2 seasons? Because this looks lovely, and I love the Krill design. So, time for a bit of padding. They talk to the bloke from what was it? Legends of what was that piece of crap show? Legends of Tomorrow, right? Talk to the bloke from Legends of Tomorrow. He says, "Well, we have to take the warning seriously." And they go, "No, we don't. It's stupid religion," right? And off they go. Right, so then we get the B plot, which it goes nowhere, right? The B plot really, it does. That's not true. It does go somewhere. It's not great, right? It's not a great B plot of like he's interested in her, she's not interested in him, all right? And he wants to rekindle, and she's got no interest, right? So he goes to talk to Isaac about mission stuff, and there's like, "But I heard you were intimate. You were with Claire," and so he's pumping her for intimate information, and apparently they had sex with each other as it comes out in this episode. Okay, was it like holodeck sex? I mean, who cleans up the holodeck? I don't know, but I wouldn't like that job. Anyway, so off they fly in another beautiful effect shot into this new part of space, and they find this weird, creepy spider-like ship, which we need to find out is a spider-like ship. And they fly down, and then I turn up the brightness so we can see what the hell's going on. They go and check it out. They look around, and it looks like a set. Even with the lights turned way down, it looks like a set, right? It doesn't. It's not working. It's not really far. It looks like they built a set. So they look around, and he comes across this big thing, which is obviously bad. It spits goo in his face. It's like, and they leave. And they say, "Oh, look, it's kind of spidery design." Yeah, look, spider. So they go back with the spacesuits on so they don't get infected by these things and take the readings or whatever it is. Meanwhile, he's not doing well in MedLab, right? He's like, yeah, I'm screwed. And he's turning into the villain. And again, not a great villain. Then later, he's gone, right? He's vanished. What's going on? Bortus, and I miss Bortus, right? I like Bortus. They were one of the highlights of the show. I loved it when he had a moustache. I loved it with his cigarettes. I liked his home life. I didn't like the porn addiction thing. That was just like, again, it's like, turn your private life down, Seth, mate. Yeah, we're not all these sick people that live in Hollywood. Last week's episode, where they dealt with suicide and depression, freaking perfect, right? A perfect bit of Star Trek. So then all the lights go off and the power's turned off. And so the most of this episode is just kind of like walking down corridors, trying to be spooky. And it's just not spooky. Here's the thing. I mean, I think the runtime really hurts it, right? So he's looking around, what's going on? He finds like these clothes on the floor and turns around. Ah, it's a man in a mask. Ah, that's basically what it is. It's a man in a mask. Meanwhile, the shuttle comes back. Orville shut down. They go in. They try and work out what's going on. Claire's kids go to the sick bay to find it, even though they said, always go back to your room if there's trouble. Always stay back the room, which is where she goes. So we have an episode with them playing like cat and mouse, trying to find them while they try and restore power. They go to the mess hall, and then they see the alien stalking them, and it's just a bit crap. I'm sorry, it's a bit crap. And they hide on the table, and it jumps up. And it walks on the walls, and it looks like a man in a bloody suit, right? It doesn't look like a spider monster, right? It doesn't look impressive. They're trying to do the Borg, and they introduce a new villain. It's not very good. So they chase around the kids for a bit of danger, and then he runs away, and then the crewman finds them. So, come on, I've got to get you to your mother. And you can see it in the background, crawling up behind them, and he's going, jumps on him, spits in his face. He gets a booger. Bit of that action, and then he transforms into a spidery thing, which is okay. Could you give him CGI legs, right? I don't know. It just seems, with all this new money spent on it, it seems a bit cheap and dull to me, right? More corridor stuff. Claire finds the kids, and then we have a bunch of bits of the crew fixing the ship and meeting these aliens. He's in the Jeffries tubes, and the alien comes and gets him, and he runs away. And he goes. He locks himself in in the brig, so they can't get him. Even though they're desperate to get him. And again, look at them. If you're not looking at the screen, you'll see they look worse than the Ferengi did in that season 1 TNG episode. They're just not threatening in any way. So the Solarian security chases them out, and they follow her, and she has a big fight with them. Listen, I don't mind that she's a small, 5'2", 110-pound woman beating up all these aliens, because they wrote it into the script, right? That she's got super strength, right? And the fight is okay. They find Isaac, but they don't want to assimilate him. So she brings back a specimen to the sick bay. They're able to look at it and go, "Oh, we can't help you with that. Yeah, they can't. We can't be turned back." Meanwhile, this ship shows up. That was now they're immobilized. The ship came to get them. Clearly, it's this kind of spider's web thing, and they were caught in it, and they came to get all of them and get their technology. So the Krill's warning, 100% correct, right? She says, "Yeah, we're screwed. We can't turn these people back." So then we get a little bit of action stuff, and they go and track them down. She finds her ex-husband one who's still wearing his wedding ring, right? And that's the thread that carries us through and says, "Listen, you got to leave, otherwise we're going to flood you with, we found a way to kill yours." And he makes a big cry, and everybody goes, "Ah!" They run off. Says, "Okay, we leave, but we'll be back." And really, do you have to be? We're good without you being back. And they all leave, and you get a nice beauty shot of the ship, and it goes away. And then, the last bit of it, I kind of like, right? It finally gets to a good place with the ex-husband trying to rekindle their relationship with Isaac, rekindle his relationship with Claire, right? So Isaac comes and checks on her afterwards, and he says, "I understand it's a human thing to make sure you're okay, check in on you." And Claire asks her to sit down. You can see them start to rekindle their relationship there, which I like, right? Which I like. So this episode, an hour and 5 minutes of a bit of a duffer, right? Bit of a duffer, I'm afraid. It's a shame. It's a shame. I hope they're back on form next week. I really, really genuinely do. I still love the Orville. But, I thought, man, we're going to get 2 Star Trek-y series going on at the same time. Orville and Strange New Worlds. It's going to be awesome. And no. Apparently not. No. Okay? That's just the way it is. Anyway, as I said, love the Orville. You were there. You're a single part of light in the darkness, right? I'm not going away, right? You've got to do a lot of really bad things for me to drop the show. However, not their finest hour. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.